true feelings are felt, and even if a person has a big smile and has the right words to say, if they are actually thinking and feeling different, like not being true to their own feelings, lying to you. And people need to know that their judgments against other people, their thoughts, what they think and feel inside, even if the outer looks like a big, nice person, you know, because they're kind and they smile at you. If it's a lie, it's felt. Honey, it is felt deeply. I'm not feeling well. I don't feel well. I feel horrible. I'm at the end of my rope. Like financially, I'm done. I won't be able to pay my rent. I don't have it. I don't have the money for most. Well, I'm about $300 short, which is the exact amount. Oh, I should be getting 500 more from the government for my old age pension. But in Quebec, they won't talk to you in English. I went to my bank. I tried everything to get someone to understand that I need that. I'm not like rich. I've never taken any money for my work since 2017. That's when I stopped being a clinical hypnotherapist, making $135 an hour. I had to stop making money on healing children and women and men, anyone, because the beings of light came, and it's just a feeling I had. You know, nobody said you can't have money, but it's my feeling that I can't sell love, and you can't buy love. I can't. I am buying love by giving huge tips, gratuities to taxis because then they'll treat me right. But if I don't, they hate me. They hate my guts because, well, in Quebec, I'm English, and that's a rite of passage for them. That's how they're raised, to hate you. I may change words, but I'm sorry. The feeling is there. And your big wide smiles are meaningless. Absolutely fucking meaningless. I was unable to sleep, but also unable to be awake, because I can't stand the feeling all over me of hatred on me. And don't mistake me. People hate me, not only in Quebec for being English, which I cannot change. It's something about myself I can't change. I can't change it like my skin. But they don't understand. And I can't go for help anywhere because everybody gets paid. And it's all fake. They have to go home at 3. And I'm an irritant. And they're allowed to hate me here. In their minds. They're allowed. So here I turned 65 last September. And in October I was supposed to get an extra $500 a month. It's called guaranteed income. I don't get it. I don't get the guaranteed income. There was a mistake made on my 2023 taxes that somebody made. They doubled my income. Doubled it. Without any, exactly what I do make, which was for 2023 about $13,000. No, I was surviving because Frank was giving me money. Giving it to me. It was a gift, so I didn't have to claim anything. He kept me indoors and well fed. And, I was so appreciative that I let him control me in every way. He was controlling me using his money. And last week, I had to put a stop to it. I just couldn't be, I didn't want to feel like that anymore. Like that I was owned, And I had to go along with him. And he keeps sending me back to these doctors and social workers. It's not safe for me. It's not safe. But if I don't call him within a few hours, he'll call the cops. He'll call the social workers. And they come over. And they don't like me. They get paid to help me. So they pretend to do it. That last guy, social worker, he had zero empathy. He had the biggest smile, though, when I would tell him what was happening to me here. he'd smile and say, I understand, I understand, I understand. He learned those words in school. It's a very basic program that he learned too. You gotta do more than understand. You have to be able to feel the pain, to get it, to see me. But the judge doesn't see me. They see what they want to see. And they start criticizing in their thoughts. What is that? What is that? Why'd she say that? And so they're, they're, they're not getting me. Nobody is. They don't like my work. You don't give me likes. They don't let me go anywhere. It's not anybody except the people that are watching me who are doing nothing. In sharing of themselves. I've always said I won't take your money. But nobody will share their personal story with me. They don't have a story. They have to keep it positive, they think. The positive thinking movement think that if they don't think something out loud, they think that the suffering bring it on themselves, that they're doing things wrong. They're doing life wrong, they think, because they're full of their education and media judgment. And that's who has been grooming people since 2025 years ago. It's all about fear of people who I don't know, force you to look at things. Like, that's what I do. But the reason I do it is because you don't want to see it when you die. You don't want to feel me or the people in your own lives that you have hurt with your judgment. And I was thinking about that old student of mine when I was teaching life skills and employment, job club stuff, get a job. The welfare people told him. I was working for the government under contract with Klein and Associates. It's on my Facebook. Around 89, 90, I think, 1990, was when he got a job, but I guess he fell because I saw his obituary. His obituary really made me cry, like, oh my God. But it was because of what his mother had put in the obituary. She said, after all the families named, the people you're supposed to send flowers and grieve for, after all that, she says, well, the party's over, Chris. That's what she said in the paper, in the obituary. The parties are over. Now, it's one thing to judge, right? But if you're judging your kids, they feel it. They feel it all. And they will drink and drug and want to die. Sorry, those are facts, and that's why you hate me. You don't want to hear me. But I am not going to change for anyone. I have to take it. I have to take the abuse. And it literally feels like I'm being hit by rocks right now. I'm always like thoughts out there. I'm empathetic. I feel other people's thoughts. And that's what it means. I feel their true feelings. And they hate me. They hate what I say. They hate that I accuse people of things out loud, like crimes against children. I talk about it. I send people to prison like I did Frank in 2011. I told on my stepdad. Everybody loves my stepdad. They hate me. I'm a troublemaker. And they say it out loud. They don't hold back their hatred. My family, no, no, no. You know, it's allowable when there's a crowd around you. Group think, like you feel safe and comfortable in group think. Well, we all think the same. So it's true. Because they think numbers are more important than what you're doing with your feelings and meditation on your heart, the hardened heart. The hardened heart is in the first page of Matthew. Jesus talks about it. You don't want to know that, Jesus, though. You love Jesus Christ, superstar. He's the one that's going to be unconditional and forgive you for everything. Absolutely everything. You just have to say, I am so sorry. Please forgive me for judging my children. Please, please, God, forgive me for putting them in front of cartoons or sending them to school for somebody else to raise and do God knows what else to their brain and their body. Parents have no clue at all. And if you have children, I would get down on my knees and beg them for forgiveness before you cross over. I would. If you're judging them, if you got bad thoughts about your kids, your parents, your grandma, oh my God, you have no idea the suffering you're going to feel when you can feel again. Well, there you go. I just threatened you, didn't I? No, I'm just telling you the truth. Don't be defensive with the fucking truth. I had a PTSD moment, that's what they call it, the other night. And I really made a big mess here. And I'm feeling bad about it, like people are really going to judge me bad. But what I wrote on the wall was the only hope is worship of our own children. That's the only hope. I just made a big mess here the other night, and then collapsed, and my heart must have burst open and bled out or so. I don't know what happened. There was blood everywhere on the other side of my bed, all over my bed, and I can't fix it. I'm too weak. So I was wondering, why am I weak? Why? Because I eat. You don't know what I have here. I have chocolate milk. I have cannabis oil. I have cigarettes. I have my diary. I have gravel pills there because I'm sick. I have heart failure. I'm dying. I was told this is not fixable. And yet, I was curious tonight. I asked myself, why does my body look so good? And my skin is so soft. And my hair, like baby's hair, is beautiful. Now, I am only about 80 pounds. I know that. I'm very, very tiny now. But I still eat. All those meals I make and show off, I have one or two bites. And then I don't have anyone to share it with. And I throw it away. My neighbors don't want it. They don't like me and I can't feed them anymore. So, but I love food. Healthy food that tastes like restaurant food. And I try to do that. I am doing it for me, for my pleasure. I have to eat something, and I'm just not going to sit there and eat Kraft dinner and Twinkies. So that's, if you're wondering why people are fat and ugly, it's everything they're putting in their body. Everything they're putting in their body is creating ugly people. But how can I be dying, I said, when I look so good in the skin and the hair? How? And it came to me that when you have pure thoughts and pure feelings, and you live in the truth, everything about your body changes. But the only thing I cannot control, and this is sort of what I'm thinking, do I feel like shit and can't heal from this heart failure because of the judgment, the stones on me that get thrown at me every day. You have no idea the nightmare. You have no idea in Quebec. You have no fucking clue of how they all feel. Their heart is rock, stone, with big, fat fucking smiles if you got extra dollars. Or if they have a job and get paid to be a nice person. If they don't get paid to be a nice person, they're not nice. That's my reality. You can fucking say whatever you want. You will see. You see, nothing in our soul is hidden from us. You may be unconscious now, which is where I'd like to be. It's a horrible place, consciousness on earth. It is. It's hell for the conscious. And, I'm not able to put it away because for me, I'm out there all the time making my comments on YouTube or Facebook because I was supposed to since the beings of light came. They said, share all. And so I've been a sort of show and tell teacher. But instead of learning from me and what I am saying and feeling, they're feeling sorry for me, but blaming me at the same time. That is going to bite bigly. Meanwhile, we have the President of the United States taking all of your dollars, robbing you blind. But you created him in your fake imaginations, in your learned imaginations. You only have two choices. You gotta pick one of them. How many Canadians voted today? I sure as shit didn't. Who am I gonna vote for? The guys that made me homeless because of policy, procedure, and bankruptcy rules? With no feelings? AI has no feelings. You love AI? You love tech? It has no feelings. People do. Humans do. Sorry, souls do. And they never die. Never die. Until they're resolved. Like, it's not enough to say, okay, Jesus, sorry, but you forgive everybody. You died for me, Jesus. I heard about it. You died for me. I can do whatever I want. What kind of moron thinks like that? Well, guess who? All the Christians. All of them. It's a fake God. It's a neon God. Jesus hated money chargers. Look it up. Actually read it for your fucking selves. instead of watching other people, listening to them interpret it for you, you do it. Do your own research on people. I don't judge people. I can't even see evil coming until I feel it. And to me, judgment is evil. It's evil. Beyond evil. It's worse than throwing rocks at me all day long. You may as well do that. In fact, I got so paranoid and scared of the men in my neighborhood that I finally just said, "Oh my God, come and shoot me in the face. Be a man." And so now I go out and I can see them. I feel like it's looking at me and waiting for me to mess up. And that's not paranoia. In fact, PTSD are based on real feelings. And that's why a lot of them die or are murderers when they get back from war, or they die after they've been sexually crimed against, violated in the most vile, sickening ways. There you go, hating me again. You can't see yourself in that, can you? Well, how can we have 3 convictions when there was 1,000 reports? Like, out of 1,000 reports, women get 3 convictions because she first has to prove to the cop. And the cop's not taking it to the prosecutor until she proves it. Evidence, DNA, more violations on the body. They're going by the book. It's what's written at school. They feel fine doing that to women. Perfectly fine. Interrogating somebody who has been so horrifically violated. Only the policy matters here. Only the rules, because they won't get paid. Right? Yeah, no, we gotta go by the book. Some of them might feel for her, right? But they're not gonna get paid if they don't make her spread her legs again for you and 5 other people looking down there. Why does she have to prove? Why is her word not as good as a man? Why is he said do nothing? He cannot be accused. He's reasonable doubt, and he is innocent until proven guilty. So she better come up with the evidence. I'm only telling the truth. I talked too long. I had to get that out. I think to feel better, and I do, because I've been holding it in. And my financial, it's critical. I don't have my rent this month. Yeah, I just don't. And nobody cares, not at Revenue Canada, not at the bank, not at H&R Block. I can't get any help. I get big smiles. Or I get, "I don't understand you." And they don't. And that was the whole point, wasn't it? To divide us. First the genders, and then the races, and now the languages in Quebec, you know. You better have a mother tongue of Quebecois, or you're going to get big smiles and pickpocketed. Like literally, my ID has been stolen, all sorts of things. But they steal it in person. They don't steal it online. Like all of those podcasters that are selling internet protection so that nobody can steal your data. Ooh. They can't do anything without your physical ID. Well, I can't count how many times my ID has been stolen in Quebec. Can't remember how many. Too many times, including the social worker. I felt he stole my birth certificate. And then it shows up again because he knew I suspected him. Same with my BMO card. He had it in his hand when I went to get my driver's license. That's what he helped me with. Get my driver's license. Drove me there. Held my birth certificate in his hands, and he was just like, "Oh, it's so different than you. Oh, it's so beautiful." Like his eyes went weird, and then I couldn't find it anywhere. I couldn't find the BMO card, debit card, to pay for it, and I couldn't find the birth certificate. So, don't worry about your freaking artificial intelligence stealing from you. Worry about your family stealing from you, robbing you of your children, or something else. I don't know. Your man, your woman. And focus on that. All right. Anyway, if the judgment against me stops and I can function financially, I want to go on. But if I can't, then my body is literally, it's giving up. I'm withering away into nothing. And you need to know that before I go. I insist. Because I don't want you to die and feel what you have been thinking about me. I want to save you. That's why I'm here. I'm not here for me. If I was, I'd have my rent and more than well, now the income is more because I turned 65, but it's still 500 short. I can't make it. And I don't know how to ask for help. I've never been able to get help. And I don't want to owe anybody anything. That's what it boils down to. If you sell yourself, they own you. And you have to like them and be nice, right? Like that woman on my birthday a few years ago, I asked for a card, just a birthday card. It would be nice to have. I haven't had one since I was a kid, except from Frank to keep me in line here. And I really wanted to see cards. Really, when I loved birthday parties when I was a little girl with, wrapped presents. It's so exciting. Ice cream, hot dogs, cake, all the joy in the freaking world right there. Wrapped presents, cards, all the love. That's a good day. That's a really good day. And I really wanted to recreate that feeling, but she sent me money with it and asked me out to lunch because she lives in Quebec. And we went to a fancy place over there somewhere. And all on her, right? But I accepted the invitation out of, graciousness, and I was afraid she was thinking she was going to own me, which, means never say a bad word about her. But I did. I called her on it on my YouTube because I felt her judgment the whole time. I felt her hatred. I felt her like she was really upset she bought me lunch. I felt that. Because I'm too much truth. I'm way too much. I bring it home, and especially in person. That's too much for people. They can't take it. I've been having to, whether it's fantasy or whatever, use my imagination to work for me. Like, my son told me when he was 13, physically, that this is a simulation of fantasy. And the only one rule, like when I was in kindergarten, the kindergarten had one rule: don't jump off the counters. Because we had counters all around. The whole, it was big, it's a weird kindergarten. And I remember Miss Pearl, So I feel all of this serendipity around my story and names, and almost as if it's mapped out, right? And it is mapped out. We do map out what we want to do. And then people get scared and ashamed and judged into obedience. You better go along with the program or it's you who's wrong. Oh, yes, yes, yes. We have the numbers. We have the numbers. So you're wrong if you're standing alone. Trust me, you're wrong. Well, feel better. So I had to get that off my chest and tell my subscribers God's sacred truth that it's also by omission. It's not just not saying the truth. It's by not acting the truth on how you feel or expecting something back.